Guys, I am so privileged today because I have a serial entrepreneur with me. He has so many accolades, apart from being an author and a top basketball player as well. So without any more blah-blah-blahing, Michael Mathews, please introduce yourself to our viewers.
Hello, I'm Michael Mathews from the United States, Chicago, Illinois. I'm a real estate investor, a published author, and an international speaker, and on the path to be a best-selling author.
That's awesome. Michael, what I'd like to discuss with you, because I think you've just released a book, but you've actually written two other books. Can you, first of all, just show the people the book that's it, just show it in front of the camera, that you've written, and give us a little bit of a background to it as well, and how it came about.
Okay, the book is titled Financially Speaking, The Best Improvement Starts with Self-Improvement. Create Your Own Economic Stimulus Plan. It came about for two reasons. By me being an ex-athlete, and I've played overseas in Europe and other different countries, but my friends here in the United States, an abundance of them have lost over $100 million, and I can't understand how they did it. So in order for my wife and I to get better financial literacy principles, along with the crash in 2007, we decided to hone and own our personal financial literacy education. So I wrote a book about it.
That's awesome. Really what I want to focus on, because a lot of our viewers and our readers, they're entrepreneurs, they're business people. I'm interested in the lessons you learned from writing the book on how would you do it differently, for example, and what would you recommend, what tips can you give them to write their own book?
Well, the first thing I have an outline. I would make sure that I make an outline, so I'll step by step, chapter by chapter, that I know what I'm going to do on the next step. Then I would actually do my research and due diligence on the subject to make sure if it's not from my imagination, if it's an informational book, you would have all of your I's dotted and your T's crossed. The third thing I would do is I would just write the book. The first time I wrote my book, I wrote chapter 1, then I went back and re-edited, then I wrote chapter 2, but it took long and took my focus away from the concept of the book. So the next time I write another book, I'm just going to write the book straight through and then come back and do the editing second.
This is actually a super tip from Mike. As you know, at 5 Years to Financial Freedom, we write a lot, and one of the biggest problems we see with people is they can never write anything because they're too busy editing the sentences as they write. So this is an awesome tip. It would probably save you 6 months at least if you're writing a book. Well, what about another tip?
I would also schedule a certain time of the day to do my writing, whatever day or time or place and location in your space of energy where you can be imaginative, where you can think clearly, where you can draw everybody out. And I would also say if the book is 300 pages, I would multiply 30 days, which is a month, into 300, and it'll tell you exactly how many pages a day you have to write to finish your book. So it won't be any guessing. You'll know exactly when you should hit that target, give or take a day or two.
This is really cool. Can you break that down? Because how many pages are your book?
My book is about 250 pages, give or take. It actually took me a year to write it simply because I was doing too many things. I was actually writing 3 books at once, and I knew I couldn't get anything done with keeping that process up. So I stopped the other 2 and completed this book, and now I've completed 2 other manuscripts that are waiting to be published. But I have a 4th manuscript that's called Inspiration, Motivation, Personal Development, and Self-Help.
Yeah. So you're quite disciplined. You would write 5 or 10 pages a day, and then stop, or how did that work?
Well, my minimum target would be maybe 5 pages a day. But if the juices were flowing, the energy was great, my imagination and creativity was going, I would write as long as I could. But the moment I started losing focus after my initial goal, then I would just stop writing.
Right, just to keep the creative going. Right. Well, that's pretty awesome. So some great tips from Mike on writing your book. Don't edit while you write. Yes, finish writing everything. That's tip 1. Tip 2, set a goal of the number of pages you're going to write every every day. And in fact, there was a tip that Mike shared before, outside of this interview, that he said that he overwrote, actually. So I'm just delete that bit, Nathan. So there's a tip that Mike shared with me before we had this interview, that he overwrote so that he could hit the goal before his schedule. Are there any last things you'd like to share about writing a book, Mike?
Yes, everybody has a book inside of them, whether it be your personal story, your personal experience, or the way that you are a success, or the way you help and service everybody that you come in contact with. If you choose a wish, find a dream, and pick a shooting star, you can write that book if you so desire.
Okay, guys, so happy writing. And Mike, could you just share with people your website or how they can get contact of you?
My website is www.tmeginc.com. That's tmeginc.com.
Thank you very much, Mike.
Thank you. It was my pleasure.
I get sold because, yeah, you can buy a place, do it up, but if you're holding on to that for a long time, then you're in an equity trap there where you have